Hello, welcome back to Top Flight Family. In this video, I am going to compare the Kartrite, which is a brand new indoor water park in the Catskills region of New York, versus Kalahari in the Poconos, Pennsylvania. My name is Carmen Sognonvi, and if you're new to our channel, we are all about fostering togetherness as a family by experiencing new adventures here in New York City where we live and all around the world because we love to travel. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. So in this video, I am going to stack the Kartrite and Kalahari against each other in 6 different categories. So for each category, I'm going to tell you which resort I think does a better job. Then at the end of the video, we'll tally up the results and see which resort did better overall. So the first category is the check-in process. So at the Kartrite, as soon as you walk in, you enter this beautiful lobby with extremely high ceilings, tons of natural light, really colorful. And the really great thing is that while the parents are checking in, within eye view, there are tons of games and activities for the kids to do while they wait for their parents. So there are giant Jenga blocks, there are giant Connect 4 sets. So the kids will definitely be busy and engaged as soon as you walk in. Now, Kalahari has a lobby that's just as impressive as the Kartrite. It's also quite bright and inviting. However, there are no activities for the kids to do while they wait for their parents. So when it comes to checking in, the Kartrite definitely wins. Category number 2 are the rooms at the resorts. This is where the Kartrite really shines because they have a really nice, modern, cheerful, colorful decor. And since it is, of course, the newer of the 2 resorts, it's also going to be the most up-to-date. So we stayed in the 2-bedroom grand corner balcony suite. By the way, if you'd like to see the full room tour of that, I'm going to link it below. This suite has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. One room has 2 queen beds, and then the other room has 1 king bed. There is a pretty spacious living area, and overall it was just extremely comfortable. Tons of storage space. The only small drawback I would say is that there are no bathtubs in either bathroom. It's just showers. So if you're traveling with babies or toddlers, that might be a little bit more challenging. One more thing I should mention is that the couch in the living room is also a pull-out, so you can actually fit 2 more people there. So when we went to Kalahari, we stayed at the African Queen Suite, which is pretty much almost the identical same setup as the Kartrite. So it's also a 2-bed, 2-bath suite. One bedroom has 2 queen beds. The other bedroom has 1 king bed. There's also a pull-out couch in the living room where you can fit 2 more people. I would say that if you compared the decor between the Kartrite and Kalahari, I would say Kartrite definitely does better in that regard. It's just much more up-to-date, it's much more modern, feels fresher, more colorful. Kalahari has this really like muted palette of like brown, and it feels a little bit dated when you compare the 2. One area in which Kalahari actually does better is that it has a larger variety of options when it comes to bigger suites. So at the Kartrite, they have 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom suites, but they max out at 3 beds. At Kalahari, they have 3-bedroom suites and they also have 5-bedroom suites. So if you're doing like a multi-generational trip or you've got several families traveling together, I think Kalahari is going to have more options for you. So when it comes to accommodations, who wins? Well, I would say it's actually a tie. The accommodations, I think, are very similar in quality. Kartrite has an advantage when it comes to decor. I think it's much fresher and more modern. But Kalahari has an advantage in the larger suites that they offer, like the 5-bedroom suites. The third category where we're going to compare the 2 resorts is the actual water park itself. Spoiler alert, it's really hard to beat Kalahari because it is actually the largest indoor water park in the United States at this time. That said, the Kartrite does a lot of things really well with its water park, and I really want to highlight those in this video. So the first thing is just the whole look and feel of the water park. If you compare the 2, the Kartrite just feels much more bright and cheerful, and that's because the entire ceiling is a skylight. So there's tons of natural light. Also, the landscaping is extremely well done at the Kartrite. So there are tons of trees and plants and bushes all over the water park, and it just gives the whole thing a really colorful and happy and natural kind of feel. So the Kartrite only has 4 big slides. They are the Nor'easter, the Kraken, the Time Warp, and the Jiggerty Jaggerty. So at the time that we went, it seemed like there was one more big slide that was still under construction. So by the time you watch this video, there might be a 5th big slide at the Kartrite. So if you compare that to the Kalahari, which has 14 big slides, there's not much of a comparison. One thing that we really liked at the Kartrite is it has a flow rider, which is kind of like the surf simulator machine. Kalahari has one as well, but the difference is that at the Kartrite, you don't have to pay extra to ride the flow rider. So when it comes to the water park itself, there really is not much of competition, to be honest. Kalahari in the Poconos now is the largest indoor water park in the whole country. It's got 220,000 square feet of indoor water park space. Another thing that's great about Kalahari is that there's a pretty extensive outdoor water park in addition to the indoor water park. The Kartrite, on the other hand, does have a small outdoor pool, but there aren't really any like slides or rides outdoors. So Kalahari has 14 big slides in total. They are Anaconda, Barreling Baboon, Cheetah Race, Elephant's Trunk, Kenya Corkscrew, Rippling Rhino, Sahara Sidewinders, Screaming Hyena, Tanzanian Twister, The Smoke That Thunders, Victoria Falls, Wild Wildebeest, Zigzag, Zebra, Zimbabwe Zipper. So Kalahari definitely has much more of the thrilling rides, you know, ones that are like a dead drop down, that have extremely steep and fast slides. So if you're looking for thrills, definitely Kalahari will be a better bet than the Kartrite. So when it comes to the water park portion, who wins? No surprise, Kalahari. The 4th category we are going to compare the two places is when it comes to food and dining. So the Kartrite actually has about 7 different places that you can dine. Inside the water park, there is Surfside Grill, which is the cafeteria inside the water park. And they also have Bar Mez, which is the upstairs part of the water park. Outside of the water park, there are a bunch more options. So Bixby's Derby is pretty much the resort's fine dining restaurant. Eat, Eat, Eat is the name of the buffet. I believe they serve both breakfast and dinner there. The Highline is the coffee shop, so you can get your lattes and your cappuccinos, but they also, I believe, serve some breakfast sandwiches and light snacks. Harvey's Wallbanger is a sports bar that's right near the bowling alley, and in addition to beer and wine and drinks, they also serve some bar food like burgers and pizza. Bixby's Tavern and Tap Room is a bar that is linked to Bixby's Derby, the fine dining restaurant. So again, serves a variety of wines and beers and cocktails, but they also have a variety of small plates that you can choose from. There's Pop Sweet Shop, which is the dessert place, which serves baked goods and also has ice cream and gelato. So overall at the Kartrite, I feel like the food isn't quite as good as you would expect it to be given the packaging. And what I mean by packaging is sort of the decor of the restaurant, the design of the menu, the way that they design the dishes. And this is especially the case at Bixby's Derby because the menu kind of suggests that it's doing a farm to table thing because it lists out the local farms and purveyors that they work with. But when you actually taste the quality of the food, it's pretty inconsistent. So some dishes were really good, some dishes really weren't. And you can really taste the difference in whether they are sourcing locally or not. So for example, Serge ordered this chicken parm type of dish, and that was fantastic. Like the chicken was super fresh, so flavorful. I ordered like a shrimp risotto dish, and the shrimp just tasted, you know, it just kind of had that like mealy frozen kind of taste. The Catskills, if you don't know this region of New York, is actually known for having some really great farms and farmers and produce. There's a lot of wineries, so it's kind of like a foodie's paradise there. So there are definitely the raw materials to make really great food. And again, I think this is one of those things where the Kartrite is still a brand new resort. You know, whenever you go to a brand new place, things are not going to be 100% yet. So I feel like there's tons of potential for dining at the Kartrite, but it definitely needs a little bit more work. Kalahari also has tons of different dining options. There are a huge variety of places to choose from bars to full-on restaurants, from casual places to more upscale places. Some of their signature restaurants include B-Lux, which is an upscale burger joint, Double Cut, which is a steakhouse, and Sortino's, which is an Italian restaurant. Similar to the Cartwright, the food wasn't as good as you thought it would be based on the packaging and the presentation. So the decor is there, the sort of graphic design is there, the way the dishes are designed are there, but somehow the flavors don't necessarily always match your expectations. So again, I feel like this is an area where there is definitely some room for improvement. So who wins when it comes to food and dining options? Well, again, I would say it is a tie. So both the Cartwright and Kalahari definitely have much better food compared to some of the other indoor water parks in the region. You know who I'm talking about. I think there's still room for improvement considering the potential there. Okay, the fifth category that we're going to compare the two resorts against each other is games and arcades. So at the Cartwright, we had a lot of fun at the arcade. We played a lot of the regular arcade games. We also did some bowling at Van Winkle's Alley. We checked out the Dark Side, which is a 3D theater. Now, I will say that there were quite a few experiences we weren't able to try out because we didn't have closed-toe shoes with us on this trip. You know, things that you would expect like the rope course or the climbing wall, but also some things that you might not expect you do need closed-toe shoes for, like laser tag and the VR experience. So if you're going to Cartwright, make sure you bring closed-toe shoes. Now, Kalahari has a massive, massive arcade. And like the Cartwright, they also have a lot of other cool things. Kalahari also has escape rooms. That's actually something that the Cartwright doesn't have. And like the Cartwright, Kalahari also has VR experiences and 3D theaters and things like that. I will say that at Kalahari, we mostly just played the regular arcade games, so I didn't really get a chance to try the sort of like fancier experiences. But the arcade at Kalahari is huge and definitely has something for everyone in your family. Now, one thing I will point out that was kind of interesting is when we went to Kalahari, our girls played a lot of those like claw games, and we were shocked at how many prizes they actually got at Kalahari. So in other words, the claw actually got the toy or the prize that they were looking for. At the Cartwright, they have much cooler claw machines, meaning like, for example, there was this one machine the girls went crazy for that had like huge squishy toys in them. However, the squishies or the prizes would always fall through the claw's hands. Might be a luck thing, might be a design flaw. Just know that we found Kalahari to be much better in terms of actually getting the prize that you're hoping for. So when it comes to games and arcades, who wins, Kalahari or Cartwright? And it's Kalahari, mostly due to the sheer size and scale of the arcade. So the sixth category we are going to compare the two resorts to is other activities. So outside of the water park, outside of games and arcades, what other activities do the resorts offer? So one thing that's great about the Cartwright is that when you check in, they'll actually give you a activity calendar for the week. And every single day there are lots of different activities that kids can participate in, from things like donut decorating to DIY sand art. Some of these are complimentary, some of these there is a small additional fee. One of the things that we really enjoyed was making s'mores. So there is a really nice outdoor area at the Cartwright with these massive fire pits, and you can basically, you know, toast marshmallows rather, over the fire and then make them into s'mores. So you are welcome to bring your own supplies, your own chocolates and marshmallows and graham crackers, or the front desk also sells s'more making kits. Each pack is $5 and is good for 2 people. So if you're a family of 4, you would need 2 packs, which is $10. Kalahari has this area called Adventurers Club, and it's a dedicated space that's specifically for all kinds of arts and crafts and activities for the kids. So I believe most of them do have at least a small fee, and I believe you can either sort of pay for these a la carte, or you can actually purchase a passport where you'll get a certain number of activities for free. So this is something that our girls really enjoyed a lot. I think it was nice for them to get a break from the water park and the arcade and kind of do something with their hands. So this was definitely an area that I recommend at Kalahari. When it comes to other activities, which resort wins? Kalahari, mainly because they have a dedicated area for these types of arts and crafts, other activities. Okay, before we tally up and figure out who's the winner, I want to tell you about another video you might be interested in. And in this video, I actually compare Kalahari versus Great Wolf Lodge in the Poconos. So if you're trying to decide between those two resorts, you might find some interesting tips there. I'm going to link it below, and I'll also include it in the end screen. Okay, so this comparison, there were quite a few categories where the two resorts were tied. So how did we come out at the end? Well, Kalahari had 5 points and Kartrite had 3 points. So overall, Kalahari still comes out on top. That said, I will say that I don't necessarily think that one resort is better than the other. I think that they just serve different purposes. So Kalahari is definitely like the mega resort. So if you want every single slide, every single game, that's the place to go. The Kartrite to me has a smaller, more boutique feel, and some families may actually prefer that because they may find the super big park kind of overwhelming, especially if you have little kids who are not necessarily going to take advantage of some of the bigger kid activities. So I actually think that both resorts are really great choices for families. The Kartrite overall, I would say, has an advantage in just the whole look and feel and decor of the place. Just feels much more updated and fresh and modern. So that is definitely a huge advantage. As you know by now, if you've watched our videos for a while, we're a little bougie, so we definitely like that. Okay, the next video in this series is down there. I will see you in the next video. Bye.